Hi everyone. Today I thought I would go through work planes and how to create them in Siemens Solid Edge. The function of work plane is basically to give your sketch a plane to be on relative to your coordinate system. Your work planes that you can insert in Solid Edge will be found on the top ribbon under planes. There are a few that we will go through. The standard work planes, the three work planes that are available in Solid Edge can be found here in the Pathfinder. We can hide those. So, like I mentioned before, the main reason for work planes is to give your sketch something to stick to. So let's start with the first work plane that's going to be the most commonly used. That would be coincident plane. Now, when you start a sketch, you will see over here you'll have a few options to select which plane to be on. So we're going to leave that on coincident plane. You can select either the base reference planes or the plane on the coordinate system itself. Personally, I like to switch off the reference planes and just use these ones as they do the same thing. So we can select there the XY plane, and now you can create your sketch and give that a quick dimension. Okay. So now, as you can see, your sketch is now linked to that XY plane on the coordinate system. The same would go for any of the other planes, your ZY and your ZX planes. So our next plane that we can select will be a parallel plane. This is useful when you have to create geometry for 3D lots and those types of things. So Solid Edge will ask you to select the plane that you reference from, which would usually be either a plane on the coordinate system or a face on a 3D model that you may already have. So for this demonstration, we're just gonna use that plane and we'll give it an offset of say 50 millimeters. So if you create geometry on that plane, so we'll see that your geometry is now set a certain distance away from the plane that you were referencing from. The next plane in the drop downs that we can use for sketching will be an angled plane. This is useful if you need to do angular cutouts or extrudes that are not normal to your square. So it's going to want you to give a reference plane where your angle is going to work from. So we can choose the XY plane. The next it's going to want you to select it's a reference edge or line, so we can select that, and that now you can see you have a plane swinging around that axis. So now you can just give it an angle, and now if we create some other geometry on there, snap to there, let's do something like that. So now, as you can see, that sketch is now on a 45-degree angle in relation to the coordinate system. Okay, so one of the other planes that we also use quite often will be a normal to curve plane. So let's say, for argument's sake, you have geometry that is, let's say for argument's sake, you have a spline, something like that, and you would like to create a shape to follow that curve. So then you would go and you would say create a plane normal to curve. You would select the curve. So you can see now you can select any point along that curve. Usually you would go on the end point, and now you can create whatever geometry it is that you need. So this would be useful if you had to do a sweep. So you would then select your path, right click, and then you select your shape that you want to follow, and then there you go. So that's how you do that with the normal to curve plane. Another plane that would be quite useful will be tangent plane. So let's say for argument's sake you have a cylinder and you would like cross holes or something like that run not normal to any of the surfaces. You can create a sketch on the tangent. So it's going to ask you for face. You can see you can select your angle there. So let's give it also a 45-degree angle. So now you can create your geometry, whatever you might want. So then I want 2 holes there, going through at an angle. I can extrude, or you can put a hole there, or whatever you need to do. So yeah. The next one will be plane by 3 points. So let's say you want to have a plane being defined like it says by 3 points. You would say sketch a plane by 3 points. I would give it 3 points to select, so I'm going to select that center point there, that center point there, and let's say the end point of the so now I can create some geometry on there. So as you can see, it's at a plane that intersects those 3 points. Okay, so there's another one that is usually not used too often, which is perpendicular. As you can see, it's useful if you have a polygon with non-square angles. You can create a plane that's perpendicular to one of those axes. So I'm just going to demonstrate here. Let's say this one. So you want to create a sketch on a perpendicular plane to it wants a plane. So you would have to either extrude. So let's go ahead and extrude that. Okay, so we want a plane that's now square to one of these faces. We'll go like this, perpendicular to that face, and you would give it a axis to rotate around, and then you can give it a direction. So there, now you can create geometry on which will fall on that plane. Okay, so this is a quick overview of the different types of construction planes, mainly used for sketching and extruding of features. It's quite a useful thing to know about the planes that are not these main base reference planes, because one always in industry have the option to sketch directly on those planes. Sometimes you will have to do features at weird angles and tangents and whatever else you may encounter. So yes, if you found this helpful, please give us a like, and then don't hesitate to ask any questions. Thank you.